What's up, guys? Hybrid Mongoose here, and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we are going to be covering the Detroit Retro Video Game Show. And I just went to this last weekend. It was amazing, honestly. I went to the one earlier in the year. I forget which month it was, but yeah, this is them right here. They are, they put on this event. It's really awesome. They had a lot of stuff going on, and this is one of the better shows that I've been to. Every time this is going to come around, I'm definitely going to come back. But yeah, it was really cool. Shout out to them if you want to follow them. That's why I'm showing this right now. But yeah, no, I went with my buddy Rodney, and we got there early in the morning, and it was really cool. This just so happened to be a early voting day. Like, early voting access was in the same area, so the entire parking lot was full, and I was like, why is the entire parking lot full? This is a lot more people than I seen than last time. It just so happened to be an early voting area as well, in the city hall of Southfield. So, there was a lot of cool stuff there. We saw so much cool stuff. There's some stuff that I regret not buying, but I'll go over my entire haul at the very end of this video. But, this show in particular, I probably saw the most in-box video game consoles that I've ever seen, and they were really good prices. Like, I saw a complete Nintendo console for like $200, and I'm like, that's a really good price for an in-box Nintendo. And there's a bunch of other in-box too. A couple things that I didn't pull the trigger on because it was, I brought quite a bit of money with me, but I didn't want to blow half my money on one item. So there was like a 32X that was like $179 in the box, and it looked the box was really beat up, but I mean 32X is pretty cool. Then I thought to myself, well, how many good 32X games are there really? There was another Sega Genesis Model 2 that was out there that had like a Sega CD attached to it as well. And then I thought again, okay, how many good Sega CD games are there? And that was around $200, which is still a really good deal. I was kind of looking for 32X Sega CD or original Xbox. I only saw one original Xbox there, but the original Xbox kind of shows up locally, like around me, like all the time, so I wasn't really worried about that. This was really awesome. There was a lot of really cool, like, we saw all these, like, really, this guy makes these 3D lights and they look really awesome. My buddy Rodney bought two of them for his game room, Commodore 64 one, and then like a old school like Lions one. And by the time I came around to like kind of buy some of the Nintendo ones, they were already kind of sold out of everything that I would have wanted. So I was like, oh man, because they are really cool. They're really cool. I did see a couple of the more rare things. I saw a couple inbox consoles that I don't even remember the names, but like I've never seen before. I was like, what is that? And then this guy had these 3D printed cartridges that were really cool. Shout out to him. I ended up buying a couple of those. You will see them at the end of the video. But here's his QR code that's gonna show up right now. And they always put a good show here. There's lots of arcades, lots of cool things to see. And they did have a couple celebrities here. They had the voice of the announcer from NBA Jam, the Boom Shakalaka guy. I just kept referring him to as the Boom Shakalaka guy. Apologies to you, I don't remember his name. And then they had the guy that did the model for Luke Cage in Mortal Kombat. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't really there to see those celebrities, to be honest with you. But it was still cool that they were there. And there's a lot of like local vendors too that I wanted to support here. Shout out to Palace Games and Media Reload. They always come there, and they always give good deals, and they always work with me. Palace Games always he's like literally 5 minutes down the street from where I live, so I always like to support him locally. And his shop is really cool. I'll probably do a video like talking about his shop in particular, because his is kind of rare, because he actually has not only like video games, but he also has action figures and things like that. So he blends them together really, really well. So it's something really, really cool to see. So we spent most of the day there, and then we went and got lunch at a Mexican restaurant. Then we came back one more time to kind of do like a final run through. And it was awesome. Like I said, there was more inbox consoles at this show than I've ever seen. And if you were in the market for that, man, you'd have been in hog's heaven there. And then there's a couple things that I saw that I did want that I wasn't going to pull the trigger on. That like there's like an Atari Jaguar there. There was a Virtual Boy, and they had good deals. But there was one section where I think it was like $5 per game, or if you buy 4 games for $5, you get one for free. So it's like 5 games for $20 basically. And I was like, man, that's a really good price. And trust me, I searched, I was trying, but I couldn't really find anything that I was looking for. So that's enough talking about what we did. Let's get into the haul. What did I get? All right, so let's go over the haul of everything that I got while I was at the video game show. And the first thing I was looking for was Splatterhouse on the PS3. Funny enough, I walked past this probably 700 times as we were going through the convention. It just blended in with the table so much. I literally asked for it, and the guy's like, "Are you joking?" He's like, "It's right here." And I don't know if it's the font or what, but this game was just blending into the display. So I don't know. It's hard when you have like 700 games around, and if something kind of like blends in color wise with like the display, it's like very hard to tell. But I bought this game because I'm a huge fan of Splatterhouse. On the TurboGrafx, it was an arcade port, plus there's an NES game that never got released in the United States, and then there are some Genesis games as well, and then they kind of rebooted it with this PS3 game, and that's the last we've ever heard of Splatterhouse, I'm pretty sure. But I do plan on doing like a retro evolution of Splatterhouse, kind of covering the where the games came from, how they started, and it kind of covers multiple systems, which is really cool. So that's one video idea I have, to kind of cover the evolution of Splatterhouse, and kind of go over every game. But I've never played this game yet, but it does look amazing, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that out when I get a chance. The next game on my list that I got that I've been looking for a really long time was Super Mario Brothers RPG on the Super Nintendo. This game holds a very special memory from when I was little, and I asked for this game for my birthday, and I didn't grow up well off at all, so this game, I never thought I was going to get it. I remember seeing it at Kmart. I think the retail price was literally $60 back then, because I think it has a special chip inside of it that made it cost even more than normal. I think this is when games were either $40 or $50, but this game on retail, I swear, was $60. So when I told my dad I wanted it, I was like, there is no way he's going to buy me that game. And sure enough, on my birthday, he got me this game, and it was one of my man, it makes me get emotional, because it's like in a sea of bad birthdays, this was just a really good one, and it made me so happy. And the very first thing I did with this game was, I do have some footage of me changing the battery out, because it had the original battery, and the battery, what is that, almost 30 years or more, that the battery's lasted. So I could have put one of those battery holders in there, but this is something that needs to be done every 30 years. So I'm just like, I'm going to change the battery real quick. It'll be good for another 30 years. I won't have to mess with this for a very long time. So change the battery out, started playing the game, made sure it works great. And it's awesome. One of my all-time favorite games. I still need to play the remake that is on the Switch, but yeah, love this game. Now, there are 2 games that I'm not going to show that I got, were actually Nintendo Switch games that I got from my son. I got a very good deal on them, but they're for Christmas, and I don't want to spoil anything in case he somehow watches my video or whatever. Don't want any way of him spoiling it. So next is VHS tapes, believe it or not. I got a bunch of VHS tapes that the guy said they were $1 each. These were $1 each. This Power Rangers Classic Ranger Edition for the Pink Ranger adventure. And then they had some horror movies. Again, $1 each for Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. Seven, which is, those are 2 really good horror movies. Back to the Future, which is also like amazing. Some dinosaurs, if you guys remember dinosaurs, which was amazing. So these were all $1. So I think I paid $5 for all those VHS tapes, and then these were $5 each. These are old manga. If anybody knows what Ninja Scroll is, that was one of the first manga movies I've ever seen, and not for kids. That's for sure. So Ninja Scroll, if you know, you know. Very cool anime movie. And then Armageddon, which I've never seen. It's another manga movie here. And it looks pretty good. It looks really, really good. Seeing this like manga logo here, it's just so iconic to me. From like back when I used to go to Media Play and buy these VHS anime. So that's really cool too. Next up are these 3D printed huge Game Boy cartridges, and these are so cool. For 3D printing, it's really good quality. I know I have some footage of the guy's booth and the QR code. I will try to get his information up there. I think he's mostly on Instagram, but shout out to him. He is he made these, and he gave me a good deal on them too. But I got all the Pokemons because I grew up with Pokemon. I grew up with Pokemon Red in particular. But yeah, these are gonna look great in the game room. Just look completely awesome. So those are really cool, and I actually love them. I think they look so awesome. I just need like a giant Game Boy to put this into, because they look so cool. I actually really love them. So for now, I have stuck these. Stuck the 3D printed cartridges on top of my Sonic canvas here, and they look really cool right there. I mean, I definitely, not its permanent spot. I am going to be remodeling my basement to have a way bigger game room, so that'll be really cool. And one last thing is I got my first PVM. It is actually really cool. It's a little JVC that I found on the marketplace. It's only composite, but the picture quality is actually insane for being just composite. It's extremely sharp. I never thought composite would actually look that good, but this is like the perfect little, testing console repair area, or even make it portable. I've seen people put like handles on top of them and stuff. Very cool. Will probably end up in a different area of my house, so I have a little gaming station somewhere else if I need it, or by my the parts where I solder and repair everything, kind of keep it in there. So it's probably not its permanent spot, but it looks really cool with everything else. So yeah. So that is gonna do it for the video, guys. What do you think of my haul? Would you go to this game show yourself if you were close by? Leave it down in the comments down below. Subscribe, it's free. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.